All right, take everything you've possibly heard about a midlife crisis and throw it out the window. Courtney is joined this morning by a doctor and author who is debunking a few of the commonly held beliefs.
Yes, indeed. We've got Dr. Julie Merriman joining us this morning. She is a mental health clinician and author. Good morning to you, doctor.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Our pleasure. Okay, so let's talk about this off the top, because the midlife crisis, right? There's the myth of the midlife crisis. Either way you look at it, it affects men and women differently, right?
I believe so. Yes,
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now you're calling it the myth of the midlife crisis, because what is it really, specifically where it comes for women at the age of 50 or over?
Yes, yeah. Well, and I'd like to just retire that myth, just debunk it and call it a capacity reckoning, if you will. These gals, those of us over 50, we've been over-functioning for years.
Yes, ma'am.
We've raised kids, we've built careers, we're taking care of aging parents, we've been emotional anchors. And by the time 50, late 40s, 50 rolls around, our body is waving this white flag going, girl, no more. We've been, when we overfunction, that throws our nervous system into a fight or flight capacity. And, when we have lots of yummy estrogen, we put up with it. But
Sure.
Once we start losing that estrogen, we don't have as much tolerance to put up with being that overfunctioner, to tolerate jobs that don't fit just right, relationships that need some help,
Sure.
all these things that require our nervous system to overfunction. So I like to think in our midlife, it's a homecoming, if you will, where we excavate the woman that we are.
Okay. Now I want to ask you this, because I'm this weekend going on a girls trip with a bunch of my girlfriends. We're all friends from college, and we're all 50 plus. And we are in that stage that you're talking about right now. For example, some of us are having the time of our lives where it comes to libido. Some of us are not. But you say it's different, right, for every woman?
Girl, it absolutely is. And what happens, our brain, when our nervous system is in fight or flight, where it thinks a saber-toothed tiger is chasing us all the time. It doesn't know a deadline isn't a saber-toothed tiger. The very first thing that's going to go, our brain is very stingy with energy, and the very first thing that's going to go when it's in that survival mode is pleasure and desire. So in the book that is coming out in April, I talk all about how important it is to regulate our nervous system. When we are in that fight or flight survival mode, pleasure isn't going to come online.
Okay.
It's going to be very hard to stoke our libido. So it's very important that we learn to regulate that nervous system and get in touch with our bodies. We've spent so many years we have lost the ability to even know what our body wants, or what it's going to take to feel again. So it's really important to learn how to first and foremost regulate that nervous system. And it is so easy. I mean, this is not rocket science.
Right.
It's a matter of when you wake up, the first 30 minutes when you wake up, step outside, take in some of that yummy sunrise. Take 5 minutes in your day to deeply breathe and really be embodied, and put your hand on parts of your body and ask, what is it I need? A walk where you're not multitasking.
Oh,
How many of
walk,
us listen to podcasts and such when we're walking? And I invite you to just walk and look at the birds, look at the skies. I've got some gorgeous trees out there in California. Just
we do.
Be. And that phone, quit scrolling on that thing. Let your body just relax. I tell you, it is such a homecoming when we can regulate that nervous system. And that libido is going to return in a yummy way. So I hope on your girls' weekend, y'all do something to regulate that nervous system.
I'm taking this whole conversation to the girls this weekend when we go. Where can we find the book, Dr. Merriman?
The book is on my website, www.juliemerrimanphd.com. And I also have a podcast that goes with the book, Compassion Fatigue Cure.
Fantastic.
And Sexy After 50. Actually, I have 2 podcasts.
Exclamation point on that part. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Here is to finding your soul joy. Thank you, Dr. Merriman.
Thank you.
All right. John, back over to you.